Hello, I am Juan Beltran, and I am going to talk about some shocking events that happened in my life. But before, I'm going to prepare some lemonade. So I will take the lemon. I'm going to take the lemon. Yes. And now I'm going to take the knife. I'm gonna take the knife. Yes, I'm going to slice the lemon at the middle. This is so look, I have did it by myself. So now I'm gonna lift the knife and I'm gonna take the lemon squeezer. And I'm going to squeeze the lemon. Oh no, the lemon is ahead. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze the lemon. No. I'm going to take the water. I'm gonna to be so careful. Yes, I'm finding the water. Yes, there is the water. So I'm so careful, and I'm going to squeeze the. I will squeeze the lemon. Yeah. I'm so strong. I am pushing the squeezer on the water, so I win.
I will drink some of the lemonade.
I'm going to drink the lemonade that I have done. So, wow, it's delicious. Okay, I have already cleaned this. Look, it's so clean. The lemonade is okay, it's so delicious. Now I'm going to go up and I am going to do the last part of the video. That is where I'm going to say the shocking events.
So hello again. As you can see, we are on the studio, and there is a board that will help you to understand better the story. So I have two stories. The first story that dates back to like when I was 7 years old, I think, and I was going to travel with my grandparents. I was going to travel by plane. It was the first time that I traveled by plane, so I was excited. And we are going to travel to San Andres. That is like an island that appears like a horsey, you see. And I was excited because this was the first time that I traveled to Iceland. But like 2-3 days ago, I heard about the crocodile trainer. He's a crocodile trainer. This is a crocodile that he was killed, you see, by a stingray. A stingray is a fish that has a long tail, you see. is a stingray that has a long tail that sometimes has I don't know poison or something has electricity, you see, and something like this. So I was so scared about the travel because I knew that we are going to see stingray. We stay on the police club because my grandfather was an important general, so he has actually some benefits about the policy, and we stay on the club that is like and had a lot of houses and something has a pool. The third day that we stayed here, we go on a boat. With another people, and we went to another island, so small. I mean, and on this island were fish like little. This is a penguin. Were little fishes like sharks, but there was inoffensive. Two were fishes fish like this, and two were fishes like this, and something like this. But I was on the boat because I knew that the stingrays were going to come and kill me. But it didn't was true because these stingrays of that it doesn't have a poison or electricity, that so they were so calm. But I was so scared. This is me. I didn't want to leave the boat, but my grandmother, she was, you see, she was like touching the stingrays, and I was so scared because I said, "No, grandma, they will kill you," and I was, "No, I will not touch that." And this impacted me, and since this day I am sometimes so afraid about the sea animals, and sometimes I like the sea, but I don't want to go like more of 2 meters in the sea. I don't want to. The second story is about when my little brother Santiago born, and it is a funny story because I was 7-8 years old, and 7 days before my mother bring to life to Santiago, I was on the hospital because I was sick. Because I had eaten some chicken. Some chicken with grossy hands. I didn't clean my hands, and I had intoxicated, and I suffered this time a stomach flu. So they had to hospitalize me, and 7 days later of my hospitalization, my mother had eaten some zapote, and she had to be hospitalized because the zapote was sunny. That is when a fruit or something like this get a lot of sunlight and gets bad. So my mother stayed 3 days on the hospital and then he cured. But 8 days later, a notice of a new illness called H1N1 was scaring the people because this was a flu that comes from the bee, and it was killing people. So the hospitals were denying the entry of children to make that they don't get infected. So my mother, 8 days later of the announcement of this illness, she was having a contraction and something like this because she ate a food that was so heavy that were beans, beans. And 8 days later, my mom was pregnant. 8 days later, she bring to life Santiago. But I didn't could come to the hospital because the illness H1N1 because this illness was infecting people, and the hospitals cannot permit the entry of children. But my grandparents made like a game of hide and seek with the guards, and they didn't saw me and tried to the hospital to saw Santiago. And when we came to the room of my mom, Santiago was on the sofa like this, was involved in towels, and he looked like he was with cold. So my grandmother gets crazy because she's so protectionist, and she told to my fathers, like to my parents, like, no, you are crazy. How you are going to put a baby on a sofa alone with cold? And it was a little. But they make peace, and the situation had solved. But in the way of home, my grandfather bought me a chess game. Chess game is like this. This game with the queen and the king and this, So he bought me on the board in the way of home a chess game, and I learned to play chess with the chess game that my grandparents bought me in the way of home of the meeting of my little brother. So there are my two stories that have shocked me, and no more. So again, I will say my name. I am Juan Daniel Beltran, and this is my project for English. Bye bye. So I was so scared